one of the messages that I find quite entertaining in a way is hearing young people saying, I'm going to have a Lamborghini one day, I'm going to have a Ferrari one day. And I always sit there and I think, okay, well, how? I know a lot of older people, and I'm not older myself, of course I'm not, so I'm not trying to put it from that perspective, but I know a lot of older people in the comment sections of my videos and also in the world will tell you, well, point blank, you're never going to have a Lamborghini, it's not possible. I think it is entirely possible, and I really think in my lifetime I am going to own a supercar. I guess it's manifestation in a way, but it's not just manifestation, which I'll explain about in a second. And ever since I've started thinking this way, I have actually upgraded my car. Right, it's double the engine size. It's actually one of the cars I've always wanted to own. Not to everyone's taste, but it's personal preference. I really like it. It's one of the cars I've always wanted. So, what's the problem that I'm here to talk about? People say, I'm going to have this and I'm going to have that. And I say, well, how? Because, again, old people, or a lot of older people, will say, well, no, you're not. I'm not going to say that because I think anything's possible, especially financially. How are you going to have it? And then I hear people say, well, don't worry about it. Even if it's my friends, don't worry about that, bro. I'm 20, I'm 21, I'm 23, I'm 25. I don't need to worry about that. And they're thinking, so this is why you're not going to have a Lamborghini or a whatever. It's because there's no plan in there at all. There's no plan in there at all. Now, I can say, I believe with a degree of certainty that I am going to have, maybe not a Lamborghini, but one of the nice cars of my choice. And people might say, well, why can you say that you will, and other people can't say that they will? People can say what they want, but here's why I feel more comfortable saying it than I think other people should. Because I can explain how I believe I'm going to have this, right? And I explain that right now. I understand that having a job is not the way to get rich. I've started my own businesses and I've been running my own businesses for years. I make money online, usually by selling stuff, also by making YouTube videos. I sell different things. I sell stuff on eBay. I also have a Patreon course. As the YouTube channel hopefully grows, I might sell more courses. And of course, as I put in more work, I'm building my eBay revenue. The eBay revenue, I am investing. I'm spending that investing on the stocks that I see as undervalued right now, and they are actually going up. And the rest of the money, I'm going to invest in luxury goods that I am going to resell. From there, I'm going to have another stream of income, which will probably put me at even more thousands of pounds income a month. And then from there, I'll have a lot more choice to invest. Keep doing that for enough years, and it's not impossible you can have anything that you want, right? Now, that might sound like a unviable plan, but at least it's a plan. Because I hear people, like I say, well, I'm young, I don't need to think about this. It's like, bro, yes you do. If you want to ever have it in a lifetime, yeah you do. Because I'm not being funny, right? But I can remember when I was probably about 10, right? It didn't feel like a long time ago at all. I think naturally as life goes by, time speeds up. Because if you think about it, when you were 10 years old, 1 year would have been 10% of your life. When you're 20, it's 5. When you're 40, it's 2.5%. When you're 80, well, obviously it's half of that, so not very much at all. And here's the point, right? The point is, that's the speed of life. So being 30 is going to hit soon, for me. Being 40 is probably going to hit sooner than I'd like to hope, if I'm honest. That is, of course, if I get to make it. But the point is this. Dreams will remain dreams unless you have a plan of action, because the whole manifestation on its own doesn't work. Now, here's my thought, right? I am manifesting everything I want, but in a different way. When I'm working on my businesses, I am thinking that anything that I want to do is possible, right? If I want to travel the world, I'm going to need money, but it's possible. If I want to have a supercar and a nice house, it's possible with enough effort. And what that means is when I am listing my goods or when I'm making videos, I've got a level of motivation in me that leads me to believe I can film one more video if I sit here, you know. I can upload 10 more items because I'm going to have everything that I want from this, right? It's a plan. It's the start of a plan. And this is the biggest mistake that most people make. You are not one day going to be ripped in the gym. You are not one day going to be super attractive. You are not one day going to be a millionaire. You are not going to have a Lamborghini. And I'm not going to say not at all, because anything's possible. But you're not going to have it if you don't work for it, right? Once you start working for things, things are super, super simple. And the whole idea of, well, I'm just going to work this part-time job whilst I'm a student, and then we'll see what happens. Right, okay, so by the time you graduate, you're going to be between, at the very youngest 21, at the very oldest, well, obviously infinite age, but let's say 25, 26. Time's already speeding up. And when you're 26, because the parameters and standards of life, in a way, have changed, you're going to have a big financial onus dumped on you straight away. As a 26-year-old, you're not going to want to live at home, probably. Money's going to need to come in for that. You're going to be tight financially. This is why you need to think now. Because if you do have this mindset where you delay it or say it's going to, all in time, Look, at these ages, right, that I am at now, for example, your living expenses are low, your energy levels are high, your ambition is high, you've not been destroyed by the world yet mentally, you can do so much, right? But this whole idea of, well, I'm going to kick it down for a couple of years, it's probably not in your best interest to do that, if we're honest. If we're genuinely honest, it's probably not. I'm not saying that anybody should start the next Microsoft or Windows or whatever now, well, that is Microsoft. You get the point. No one's expected to start a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure business at age 20, 21, 25, 19 or any younger. The point, though, is this. It's a sense of initiative that you'll learn about life from starting a business. You know, my very first business that I started was, I can't remember how old I was, maybe about 13, 14. I've spoken about it before, selling iPhones for not very much profit at all, maybe £5-10 profit, old iPhone 4s way back in the day. And it didn't make me any money, right? It was like pocket money when I was a very young teenager. But here is what I learned, which is ever so insightful, to me at least. I quickly learned that there's something to this, right? There's something to making money for yourself, and also a lot of people say any money making online is a scam or it's not possible. It taught me from a very young age that this is possible, right? And now look at what my eBay business is. I started that on eBay way back when. Now I don't know how much money we're going to make on eBay this year in revenue or profit, but for both it's probably for revenue may very well be in the high tens of thousands, near into 100, and profit, well, who knows? I'll have to calculate it. But I guess you see what I'm saying here, right? It taught me a lot, and it's step one. Did it give me any real money? No. Did it give me an insight into building an online business? Yes. Have I built an online business based around that model? Yes, I have. Then I did YouTube. Have I learnt much from YouTube? Absolutely. Did I make money from YouTube? Absolutely. Have I made money from YouTube since? Yeah. I've got this channel, which I don't make very much from, but I do make some. I've got my second channel, which I have made tens of thousands of pounds from, and my first channel, which the same is true, right? So I learnt a lot there. Now from there you start to expand, you cross the two different beliefs, you learn about eBay selling, you learn about video making. Why don't I offer a course on YouTube on eBay selling, right? That's extra money coming in. Different streams of revenue, different incomes, different ideas. And I'm not saying it's made me rich, because it's not. But now where am I? I'm at a point where I don't have to work at all. I do have a part-time job just for the experience, but I don't have to do that job. Realistically, I could quit today, tomorrow. I don't need to go in ever again. If I do fall on relatively hard times, because it is not going to be that bad, I could work an extra day or two a week, which puts me at maybe 3-4 days a week. That's not bad at all. And I'm learning a lot about expanding this business, and now I've got a path, because you gain knowledge, you gain experience, you gain insights, and the vision starts to come together. So, when people say I'm going to have a Lamborghini one day, and they're a undisciplined, I guess unfortunately the word is probably loser, you're probably not, right? Because what do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to work at McDonald's for long enough, and then you're not going to be made the CEO, right? You're just not. So, at that point, why bother? I'm not saying why bother with a job. I'm saying, why bother with the belief that you're going to have a Lamborghini? Either give up on the belief or get serious about the goal. And I personally would recommend that people do not get destroyed by the world and just go for the goal, but actually go for it. Manifestation works to a degree, but only if you combine it with action. That's my personal belief. That's what I've been doing. And honestly, like I say, my results have been quite good. So, if you've got a dream, talk it up, talk it into existence, but also work it into existence. Everything you do, even if it is working in your job to get investment capital for whatever reason, right? Just find a way to get some money. Find a way to make the dream come true. Don't just envision it alone. Guys, make things happen. You can make anything work.